was running the Wings and Things food truck, right?
Okay.
And basically he's making crazy money. So I called him up. Robert started. I could see him through the phone. He's grinning. He's giggling like, yeah, because he's happy. He's ecstatic. Yeah, we just made $3,000 in 5 hours. He's giggling. He was like, bro, this is the new hustle. You need to get you one. And I said, bro, you serious? You made fucking $3,000 in 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever. He's like, yeah, we did. And we do this all the time. We have these big events. Say no more.
Welcome back to another episode of the Slack Adjusters. I'm one half of the Slack Adjusters, Tim Motivates, and I got my player partner,
Sling V World.
What's up, brother? What's up, brother? How you feeling today?
Great, man. I'm great. I'm back on that juice. We'll talk about that later, though.
Yeah. It's all good. We need a little juice every now and then, man.
Yes, sir. What's happening with you, man? How was your day?
Man, I've been on the load board all day. I've been questioning my life decisions about this trucking stuff, man. And I got my cousin, serial entrepreneur in the building, man. He has successfully gotten out of the truck. He's been an owner operator. He's been an OTR driver, company driver. He's ran multiple businesses, and I want to say he's been out of the truck for a few years now. And today he's going to be our special guest. He's going to tell us how he did it, tell us a little bit about his journey. And I'm going to welcome him in right now. Mr. Supreme, tell the people what's up, brother. How you doing?
What's up? Salute. Assalamu alaikum. What family doing?
What's happening, man? How you doing today?
Man, I'm wonderful. I'm elated at being on the show. Really. Thank you for having me on, cousin.
Man, thank you, man. We should have had you on a long time ago. You know how, like, they say, it's an old saying, like, you know, you be looking for something and it be right in front of you. Like, damn, if it was a snake, it would have bit you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you
know, it's perfect timing. You know, I actually want to quote a saying out of Rod Wave's song. I would say it took forever, but you know, it's perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. So we're here when we're supposed to be. So let's go.
Yes, sir.
Man, look here. So I'm gonna just keep it real. My cousin has always been an inspiration to me and a lot of us in the family. He's always been an entrepreneur. You know, since I was younger. I knew Cuz was a truck driver, but before I knew him as a truck driver, I knew him as a business owner. You know, he's like the rich cousin in North Carolina. Everybody talk about, oh, Mike, you know, Mike up in North Carolina, he doing his thing. You know what I mean? So, Mike, tell us about your journey, man. What was like the first business you started back in the day, man? Go far back as you can remember.
Okay, so. I don't know if I call it a business, but I'd say the first dollar I ever made was when I was in elementary school.
Okay.
And I remember my daddy, you know, he used to actually, your uncle, you remember he used to run the Winn-Dixie's, right? So he was a manager at Winn-Dixie, even here in Wallace at the time.
Okay.
Well, what he used to do is all the overage that they had, like the moon pies and the cakes, the honey buns, all that stuff. You know, the lollipops, all that. Well, he bring that stuff home. So luckily for me, I had enough sense to realize that my friends won't eat this shit too.
Yep.
So I was like, hey, my dad, he the plug. I didn't know what a plug was back then, but I had enough sense to know that he was bringing it.
Yeah.
So he gave it to us. I took my share of it to school. I sold it to my friends on the school bus, sold it to them in the hallway, and I was making money off food that we were going to eat up and probably would have sent me to the dentist. So it made pretty good sense to me.
That's what's up. So you've been hustling since the single digits.
Yeah. And honestly, you know, the thing that I love most about me, and I must say I love me. And the reason why I love me so much is because I've done it all legal. I've never sold drugs, not one time. I refused to even, you know, and I tell you, there was a time that I thought I wanted to be a drug dealer.
Mm-hmm.
There was. And I actually attempted to be one. I saw a friend after we had graduated from high school, and he was making. This is when the drug game first started hitting.
Right.
And he was making money hand over fist, and I'm barely getting by on a 9 to 5. I think I was making like $7 an hour, $6.50 an hour, something crazy.
Yeah.
You know? So anyway, you know, I was like, cousin, friend, where you getting all this stuff from? We went to high school together. So he was like, man, you know that rock, and I was like, I don't know nothing about no rock, but you tell me about it.
Yeah.
I'm with it. So he was like, well, man, he showed it to me. I'm like, bro, this is, you make all this money for these rocks, these little white rocks? He was like, yeah. This is the beginning of crack cocaine coming down in, to North Carolina. It was already across California and other places 10 years before it got to North Carolina. So, this is when I graduated in the early 90s. I graduated in 91, as a matter of fact. So this had to be like 92.
Okay.
Because it was right at 19, trying to figure out where we're going in life. I was out of high school. I know I needed money then. I didn't want to spend forever in college. So, I was working, but I wasn't getting anywhere. And he had a quick solution, which was he was selling drugs. So I was like, well, I'm willing to take a chance. So I said, how you get started? He said, well, you got to give me X amount of money and I'll get the drugs for you. I said, okay. So I worked all week. I think I made $150 that week.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave him my whole $150 because he told me he could flip it and like multiply it like 2-3 times.
Right.
I was expecting I was going to I do good math. I got enough sense to figure out if I take $150 and give it to you and you say you could triple it, hell, I'm coming back $450, right?
Right.
So it sounded good to me. So what happened was I gave him the 100, I gave him the 150. He took the 150. He brought me back like a bag, a few bags of some rocks, and I'm like, that wasn't my understanding. I thought you were gonna bring me back the money. He was like,
right.
No, I'm giving you the work, and I was like, bro, I don't live up there where you live. You live in the city. I live in the country. Ain't no damn crackheads around here. I don't know.
Right.
I need my money back.
Right.
It was like, no, bro, you got to figure out how to sell it. Man, you really? I'm stuck with this shit. Yeah. So me and my girl was we were living together at the time, and she had enough sense to know that this was some trouble. So she got on my back and was like, we got to get rid of this shit. We got to get rid of it. And so I was like, I was hot. Because I spent my whole week's paycheck trying to invest in this crack. I didn't know no crackheads, and I'm mad because I got all my whole damn paycheck tied up in that shit, and I couldn't make no money. So I threw the crack away, and that was the end of my that was the end of my crack selling days.
Yeah, grand opening, grand closing. But that's a blessing, man.
I'm so happy that's a transaction that never went anywhere. So that's my true story of how I almost became a drug dealer, but God had something different for me. Because think about it. It could have happened to where I really could have turned out to be, a Nino Brown.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot
we also know how those stories end.
A lot of drug dealers are good businessmen.
But we know how those stories end. They
know how they end.
It's not very many success stories after that. Tell me this, cuz where did trucking come in and when did it come in? How soon after the rocks?
What you mean the rocks? What you talking about?
The stuff you couldn't get rid of.
The rocks.
Okay.
Oh man, you talking about? Oh my goodness, that was a long time after. So I was like 19 when that happened.
Okay.
And by this time, you fast forward because I actually I was inspired by a policeman that I saw driving by as I was working one day, and I actually jumped in my little whip and chased them down, started flashing my lights, and like flagged them down for real. And I'm on what looked like a dope boy car. You know what I'm saying? I've always had loud shit. This is not new for me. Anybody that know me know I've been loud since I've been 13.
Okay.
So this is what I do. I love loud colors. I'm gonna swing it around. This is what I do. We're Africans, baby. This is what we do. Boom. That's all you get. That's all you get. Right?
Yeah.
Plenty of color. So that's my personality. So I ran. I jumped in my car. It was a bright ass yellow, competition yellow Buick Regal with rims on it. I chased him down. I flashed my light. I pulled him over. Yeah, I pulled him over.
He pulled a cop over.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got out on him and I went up to him. I said, "Officer, what I got to do to be the police?" He looked at me like, "You really serious?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm serious." And so he told me what I needed to do to be the police. I went straight to the police department like he told me. I got my application. I met the chief. The chief sponsored me to go to the police academy. I was the only kid in the police academy at 20 years old that already had a job lined up and was actually in uniform when I graduated.
Nice.
So just for me pulling him over. So that's how God has worked in my life all these years for real. So I spent 10 years in law enforcement, and we'll get back to that later on whenever we want to cover that in another episode.
You was a cop for 10 years?
10 years, 10 years. I started at 20. It was
Damn.
crazy because I was actually pulling people over, arresting them for DWIs, and I wasn't old enough to buy alcohol myself. And it's still like that in North Carolina where you can be the police at 20.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
It's crazy because the police department, look, bro, I've been around for a minute. I'm not as young as I look. Thank God. God has been good to me. You know, I don't look like what I've been through. And I'm tired right now, so I probably look washed out with all this hair because my crew, we've literally been here hands-on building this restaurant. So I'm washed out right now and I am tired. But the thing is, when I first started working back in the day, I literally started at minimum wage at $3.80 an hour. And when I started on the police department, I started with I was cutting headstones for a living when I got out of high school. So I was really happy to actually get a job working at any job, that was better than the mill where I was at. I went to work dirty, came home dirty. I went to work broke and came on the end of the work week broke. So I was getting nowhere. So for me to see the first thing that looked like he was good, hey, he was in the AC, he was cool, and he was eating an apple. Yeah, he looked good to me. So I chased him down. I got the job, moved on, spent 10 years in law enforcement, got out. But I always had in my mind that I need to get out of law enforcement because these cats don't make so much money. When I first started in 93 in Creedmoor PD, I was making $12,600 a year.
Oh my God.
I didn't know I was eligible for welfare until until I actually arrested this boy. And I ran him down. He had broken some kind of law. I don't remember what it was. I ran him down, chased him down. And when I did, he called me stupid. And I was like, why you call me stupid? I said, you stupid. I'm the one who arrested you. You the one that's going to jail. He said, no, you stupid because I make more money than you and I work at McDonald's. And I was like, okay, turn your ass around. Let me pat you down. And when so when I pulled out his wallet and checked his ID, I saw his check stub. I paused. And I'm like, yo, this boy really do make more money than me. That was the first time I realized that I was eligible for food stamps because I was so happy to be out the meal that I never even checked around to see what the local salaries was. So I went for the first thing and not realizing that Creedmoor was the springboard to so many other, departments, but they started in Creedmoor at the lowest, easiest place to get on.
Right.
So that's how my career started. But I always knew that I felt like I needed to have a backup. And one of my best friends at the time, he started driving trucks and he was doing really good at UPS. So I said, if anything ever happens in law enforcement, I'll end up driving a truck. And that's what I did.
Okay.
That's how I got started.
So did you,
after I opened the strip club that went downhill. that's
do you want to speak about that? I mean, I mean, your story is so vast.
Oh, it's crazy, dog. I had a strip club, the second biggest strip club in Durham. And anybody that know Durham, big shout out to Brothers 3. Yeah, y'all know. You got to be from Durham to know the area, Okay. So anybody that look at your podcast that know about Durham, North Carolina, back in the 90s, mid 90s, 2000s. No, not even the 2000s. Early 2000s. Durham was off the chain. Brothers 3 was like a legend. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. Anyway,
is that the name of the club?
That's the name of that was the name of the strip club. That was the name of my competition strip club.
Okay.
He inspired me, and he used to actually be a policeman. So when I was working off duty, he'd come in with a fat wad after he don't close his club up. And he used to be the police. So I'm like, damn, he getting it like that in one night. He making more money in one night than I'm working all damn week. So he inspired me. So I was like, well, shit, let me go in and withdraw my 401k money. And I started me a strip club that was twice as big as his was and better.
How many years in as a police were you when you started this club? Were you 5, 6 years in?
9 years.
9 years in.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to get out of law enforcement because it was bullshit. And I'm
You're
sorry.
roughly 29 years old.
Yeah, I was 29.
You cashed in your 401k. You rented a spot or you bought a spot?
Leased a spot. Leased half a warehouse.
Did you build it up like you're doing this restaurant here
You
that
know
we're
I
gonna get
did,
to
bro.
in a minute? We're gonna get into that in a minute, but
Yeah,
you
yeah,
built
know,
it up yourself.
yeah. Yes, I
Put the
did.
poles in yourself.
Poles in. I had a cage. I had a cage in that joint, bro. I had a cage in that joint where the girls, they were gonna be, the jungle type thing.
Yeah.
And the
Okay.
manager came in. He said, "Mike, you said that you wanted a sports bar. You didn't say you wanted a strip club." And I said, "Hey, man, I told you I wanted a sports bar, and we agreed that I was going to get the sports bar. But when I went and got my 401k money out to go close on the deal, right? He set me down. He was like, Mike, nobody wants to be next to a sports bar. So if you want the place, you got to rent half the warehouse." And I'm like, really? So I was invested. I wanted the bar.
Okay.
So I agreed to it. So I rented what I went in to go in as rent one spot, one bay in the warehouse. So he made me take three of them. So my entrepreneurial mind said, we got to do something with this space. So there was born the strip club. So yes, it started off as a bar, a sports bar, and it ended up as a strip club. So as I was getting that off the ground, I had him on my back like, no, we didn't sign a lease, so there's be no strip club. I'm like, well, you did me, hey, I got to pay 3 times the rent I thought I was going to pay. And so, I had to hustle this thing up. So in the process, you know how that go. I was a young man. There was plenty of women. I was a young businessman, and I had my share of anything I wanted in my club. I mean, you fill in the blanks from there.
Let me ask you a question to be clear on some things real quick.
Yes,
you
sir.
said that was in Durham,
Yes,
North Carolina. Is that close to Raleigh?
Right next to Raleigh, RDU.
Okay, and that's where you are located right now.
No, right now I'm in Wallace, North Carolina.
Okay.
Wallace is about 100 miles, southeast from Raleigh.
Okay.
Right down from Wilmington, North Carolina.
Okay, cool.
So you got you're top. So I'm thinking like, okay, we're gonna talk about the truck.
You said I'm a serial entrepreneur, so
I'm glad you're getting into this, man, because I don't even fully know your story, and we have time today. I do want to ask this. So when you expanded and all that back then, like, didn't you have to get liquor license and all that?
Yeah.
Or because you sold alcohol, right?
Yeah, I was gonna sell alcohol.
Did you?
I was no, I never got to that point. And this is what happened.
Okay.
So the guy that was renting the warehouse, he, it was a half warehouse. He agreed to lease it to me to be a sports bar. All right.
Okay.
So that's what I was still building in one of the bays, a sports bar. So the other 2 bays, I still use the other 2 bays. One of the bays was used as the look, bro. I had to kill a stage. When I say that the runway was like, I don't know how good you are. Oh yeah, you are good because y'all drive 18-wheelers. We drive 18-wheelers.
Mm-hmm.
So the stage was long as a flatbed, 48-footer.
Okay.
And the whole damn stage, the center of the stage, I had lined with subwoofers. So as the girls would dance, everything was just vibrating, and that was crazy. And had the lights and sound, had all the junk built on the stage. So they walk out from the back, through the curtains, and they had a runway. It was hot.
Yeah,
it was hot, and I tell you how the haters came and how it went downhill. But that's
how long
story.
did it last? How long did the strip club last?
Bro, it lasted
to finish.
Oh man, so I opened the strip club up 4th of July, and by September the 27th, and I know that date to be true because that's the day I went to jail.
My God,
that's the day I went to jail. My dad, my daughter's birthday. I spent her birthday in jail. Yeah, crazy.
So this was kind of short-lived. You built it up. You opened on 4th of July, and by September, something happened. I'm guessing in the club, and you don't have to elaborate, but it was only open that long.
No. I don't mind elaborating on it. Let me see. What was it? Oh yeah, my wife left me.
Okay.
She took my money and left me. My ex-wife.
Okay.
She took my money and left me, and I had to make the decision between. Oh yeah, and had me arrested. She lied on me and had me thrown in jail for the weekend, and while she cleaned out my house. So when I got out, I couldn't even go back to my house. and she took half my money. She didn't take half of it. I got to give her credit. She didn't take all of it.
Okay.
She felt like she took her half of what I borrowed on my paid off car, you know. So I had a nice size loan. She took her half, and that money was supposed to be investment money. I took my car that I had paid off, and I borrowed against a title so I could have a nice loan to be able to go and finish installing my heating and cooling system and work on advertising and finish building up on the club that wasn't anticipated on, you know, because it originally wasn't supposed to start off as a strip club.
Right.
So she took my money. My group that I thought was my boys, you know, they started telling and talking and telling stuff that young men do, that we have our secrets. And yeah, they played me, and you know how it goes. It went downhill. Lots of women. You imagine me, I was a young, handsome, good-looking man, I had money, and I had a crew around me, and they watching me, and they're like, he having too much fun. Even though
you're still a police at the time. At the same time.
Well, actually, technically at that time, because my case, you know, all that stuff was crazy, I was still actually certified, you know, as a policeman in the state of North Carolina for 2 years up to after that. Okay. Because I ended up resigning from the police department. Okay. You know, and when I went to open up the bar and all. Okay. So yes, my wife, she lied on me, had me arrested, and thrown in the same jail where I had previously worked for years and years, just for us to get to court. And I remember we went to court, and the judge said, "Well, ma'am, why are you dropping the charges?" And she had this dumb look on her face because she's like, nothing like this ever happened. And it took so much for me to not say, because she's lying. Okay. But I couldn't say that. So they threw the whole thing out of court. Okay. And but the thing is, in North Carolina, you can throw something out of court unless you have it expunged, it'll still show up on your record. So that one incident cost me jobs at like UPS, cost me jobs at US Express, as a matter of fact. I went all the way out to Chattanooga, Tennessee, had a $50,000 job lined up. You know, UPS is like a big female truck driving company. So after them telling me, after I explained this before I even got out there, I told them that this is some craziness that happened. The charges has been dropped. It's showing as dropped on my record. They said, it's fine. Come on down here, Mr. Aultman. So US Express. US Express. I went down there, second day of orientation. They pulled me out and said, you got to go. I was like, why? They're like, well, you got an assault on a female on your record. Oh, and I was like, it's a lie. Don't you see that? Dismissed. We don't care. We don't want to hear it. You got to go. They sent me packing.
And you said US Express is a female-owned company?
No. I'm saying that because, you know, US Express, they were really the pioneers of the automatic trucks. Okay. So lots and lots of females went to US Express because you really didn't know how to shift gears.
Automatic trucks. Okay, I got you.
Automatic trucks. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where a lot of females went. So they had they still, I'm sure, have a lot of female in administration and the truck drivers as well. So they saw me as a big old black man that had been beating up women and stuff, even though it was showing as dismissed on my record. So that one lie cost me a $50,000 job. So, you know, it's important that folks don't lie on people.
And what did you say? You could not get it expunged, or what was about it being expunged?
So unless you actually go through the process of actually having it expunged, then at that time you actually have to pay a lawyer and this and that. It'll stay on your record. It'll show dismissed, but it's still there. Yeah. And people can still see it if they pull your record. Yeah. So that's what happened.
So what was the first company that gave you a chance after, you know?
TMC. Shout out to TMC, Black and Chrome, baby. I love.
So you started out in flatbed.
Yeah.
Man, come on now. Y'all hear what this man talking about now? Man, I thought you was like most people. You started off in dry van and got suckered over to flatbed.
No, I want look, and I'll be the first one to say that, you know, the flatbedders is the hardest damn workers in trucking. And I'm saying that y'all ain't got to like it. Yeah, I know y'all. Look, y'all boys can't be like, nah, we work hard. We the dry van drivers. Look, bro, I drove dry vans for 3 months and I gained 10 pounds every month. Because all I had to do was back up to the dock. I know what y'all do. Don't play with me now. Yeah. You know, especially the ones that got the no touch freight now. Let's keep it 100. Okay. Now, flatbedders, we're the one that climb on that 13-foot 6 tall load.
Yeah.
We're the ones carrying them 150,000 and then 150-pound tarps. You know, the cheetah bars, the chains, the straps. I was a trainer for 15 years, so unless y'all been in the game for a minute, ain't a whole lot you can tell me about flatbed.
Y'all can tell this man. Y'all can tell this man know what he's talking about by the last 10 seconds. He's certified. He's certified.
I've trained hundreds of drivers if I really had to look over 15 years where I've been training. So that's where I made my bread, and that's when I got out of trucking. That's when I bought my food truck, cash money. Really.
Well, before we get to that, man, we're gonna definitely get to that. So you did TMC for a little while. When did PGT come in?
I ended up leaving TMC over the years because just like most companies, they look for the opportunity for, because let's keep it real. Every Indian want to be the chief, right? Every truck driver want to own his truck. unless he's been there and he's owned his own truck, he think about owning his truck every day because he know the big boss is getting that bread.
Okay.
Why? Because the big boss is able to pay him. So we all want our trucks. So I was nonetheless, I was one of them. I wanted to be my own boss, and I still want to be my own boss. I think everybody should want to be their own boss.
Okay, Dame Dash, we hear you.
Yeah. You know, it's real. You know what I'm saying? Why should you want to make somebody else rich?
I thought TMC was heavy owner operators.
Well, they are. They have lots of them.
Okay.
But they have way more company drivers now. And I'm speaking from when I was at TMC, and I started in TMC in 2003. So I worked TMC from 2003 to about 2006. Excuse me.
Okay. Yeah.
Now you did get it to Hot Shot. I don't want to skip. When did the Hot Shot journey come in? Was that after PGT? After TMC?
It was after
it
was after all these companies running game, selling these ragged ass trucks. They know ragged out. There's no warranty left. 600,000-700,000 miles. They know as soon as you get the truck, the junk gonna break down. They're gonna enslave you into a contract, and they're gonna have you there to where you chasing to pay this shit off, and it's breaking down as soon as you can get it paid off.
So you were doing lease purchase. You were doing lease purchase with them companies.
Yeah, and I was, and I found out that it made more sense to give them their truck back and come back as a trainer, and I stay on a brand new truck and make way more money because now I'm able to train students and I'm able to run twice the amount of miles. So I was running circles around owner operators that were buying their trucks, going through the hassle of the breakdowns every day.
Right.
And I had a brand new truck, so it made more sense for me to train. And I stayed in a brand new truck, and even when I didn't have a student in there, I still kept a brand new, up-to-date, fresh truck. So I never had breakdowns. I didn't have those issues that kept me from making money.
All right, that's the cheat code for those truckers out there listening, man.
Boom, free game.
Now, tell me about
become a trainer, but be dedicated to it, because really, you know, the life of not just everybody, but your family also ride on the same roads that you're going to be training students to, teaching students to drive on. So if you're going to do it, you got to be real about it. As a matter of fact, I didn't start training. I wanted to have all 4 seasons under my belt because I didn't want to say, let me teach so-and-so or train so-and-so how to drive a truck. And I've never driven a truck in the snow.
Right.
So I made sure I went through all 4 seasons, experienced everything. So when I got out there, I could feel completely comfortable with training. But that was nothing new for me, because when I was in law enforcement, I was what you call a field training officer. So I trained new cops to be truck cops. So that's in my DNA, you know, training. So training, teaching, instructing, that's what I do. Motivating, that's what I do.
Got you, man. Okay. Hot Shot. Now, did you do flatbed Hot Shot, or did you just jump straight into the car hauling side of Hot Shot?
Both. My first trailer I bought was a 3-car wedge. I bought that one with a dually. I was making so much bread on it. I'm making like $5,000 a week on that one dually. So needless to say, my paper stacked up real quick.
What year was this?
Let me think for a second. This had to be like 2012.
2012.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was and I can go back and look at my dates, but yeah, I've been out of the hot shot joint for years and years. Because after the hot shot, I went back. That's when I went back to PGT as the owner operator I was talking about. The hot shot started off really good.
Uh-huh.
I went from one truck, one trailer to less than 3 months. I had bought another truck and another brand new trailer, and then another, because now that 5,000 had me up to like $10,000 a week. We were running. So I hustled that joint. Now I'm getting bread, hand over fist, really. So, and we're doing this off dualies. I bought brand new equipment, so we didn't have no breakdowns, and I had some runners. So now we're up to 10,000, a week. I'm up to 10,000. This is my business.
Right.
So in less than a year, I threw a third truck into the mix. Now I got three now. So I had I started off with the Wedge 3-car hauler. The next one I bought was a flatbed 40 some odd foot trailer.
Gooseneck.
Gooseneck. So, and then the third one that I bought was a 4-car Kaufman. So yeah, I was hauling 4 cars and we were getting that bread. Off those 3, I was easily clearing between 10, 12,000 a week. So at that time, I felt pretty confident that I can let the boys handle it. I'm coming off the road.
Okay.
So I let them handle it, and I went and I rented me a convenience store, which is where I use as my headquarters, so people could stop coming to my house. So when you have to end up firing them or letting them go or whatever happens, because sometimes relationships go south.
Yeah.
You don't want these people at your house.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they feel like, well, you didn't pay me my last check. Well, you did XYZ and you didn't bring me my truck back, and I had to go hunt it down in another state. You're right.
Yeah.
I didn't pay your last check.
Right.
But they don't want it. They don't want to hear that. I'm coming to your house, and I know your family is here. That's a great way to get into trouble. So I moved it away from my house.
Yeah.
And took it to a neutral place that was an old burned out abandoned gas station, and I brought it back up, to speed.
Okay.
And open it up for shop, for business as a gas station, convenience store, as well as a bar and grill.
Let me ask you a question. Touching on that hot shot, what kind of trucks did you use? What brand?
Oh man, big shout out to the Ram 3500.
All right, now we talking. You like them Cummins?
Yes, I'm a red top man for real.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's my favorite engine still. And the Cummins with the Iacin. I didn't say Allison. The Iacin transmission. Man, look, that truck was fabulous. I really remember going through the Rockies, and y'all know the Rocky Mountains. You got those out there. They're straight up. The mountains are they're steep. I remember walking. I remember having 4 cars on the back, including the trailer, and of course the dually itself. Weighing in about 40,000 pounds, just literally just going up past all the trucks, never slowing down for a split second. It was awesome. I loved it.
In a 3500.
And a 3500. The 3500 with the Cummins is a beast. So yes, I went out and I bought me another 3500 just a few months ago. But I didn't go with the Cummins. I actually gave Chevy a try. I love my Chevy, so I'm not mad at Dodge, but I love my Chevy too, my 3500. So I'm still set up to where if hey, your boy's a real born hustler. So if I ever had to buy another wedge trailer, I put that joint on the back of my 3500 right now and go grind.
Get money. That's right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Why not? Why not? I still got my authority. Everything is still good. So I still got my DOT number. All that. I keep all that current. My CDL. Hey, it's still current. I can go drive a 18-wheeler right now.
But do you want to?
I don't want to see the inside of an 18-wheeler no more the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
I've slept in that truck over 15, 16, shit. No, that's how long I trained. I slept in that truck, an 18-wheeler for damn near 18 years.
Yeah.
No, I don't never want to see the inside of it. There ain't nothing you can tell me about the inside of a truck. I don't. And I go ahead. I'm sorry.
Out of all the trucking you've done, what would you say is your favorite type of trucking? Was it the flatbed? Was it the hot shot, the car hauling? OTR? Like what was the best part of it for you? Training?
Well, Well, I really enjoyed training. That was always fruitful. My paychecks were always bigger.
Okay.
I always, left feeling great because I don't give up and I don't give in, and I don't care how much we laugh, hee hee, caca. I know that if I release you before I know that you're ready to drive a truck, that you are a liability and you can kill somebody. So I was serious about my job. So they didn't get out of there until I gave them the green light. And as a head trainer, they respected my word. So I graduated so many guys, and I can honestly say that I only had one driver, two drivers in almost 20 years of almost 15 years of training that had accidents. And I tell you how they happened.
With you in the truck or after they left you?
No, this is after they left me. This is after they left me. One of them fell asleep behind the wheel because he left home too late. Hey CB, I ain't gonna, you're probably this is almost 20 years ago. Matter of fact, it's been over 20 years. Jesus Christ. Yeah, because this is right around 2003, 2004. So anyway, he ran his truck in the median. He didn't flip it all the way over, but he fell asleep behind the wheel because he left out too late. That was one. I had another truck. I had another driver who he didn't really have a wreck. He was just going through a metal yard, U.S. steel or whatever, and he blew out one of his tires back on his trailer, and it was so loud that it really shocked the dude and traumatized him. And he actually, they actually had to call safety, and safety had to talk this dude out the truck like it was a freaking hostage situation. He was I still remember him. He was a little Cambodian dude from a little Cambodian dude, and, his name was Brandon. He's the only Cambodian dude I ever known to smoke Newports, but he was cool though. But he was a little frail dude. He was a little frail dude. And I remember every time, we take breaks and stuff, he kneeled down like he's in the, like he's in the jungle and shit. But he was cool. So he was really frail, and I wondered, how this dude gonna drive his truck? But he did everything that needed to be done. And he said, I remember when I was getting ready to release him, his last day or so, he was like, Mike, I don't know, man. I don't feel too comfortable. And I was like, Brandon, you got this, man. You good. Well, he didn't say that I don't want to be released because I don't feel comfortable. I thought that he was there because he done everything he was supposed to do. I graduated him. He went on. A couple of weeks went by. He had his incident. It scared him so bad that he was like, the hell with truck, and he quit.
Yeah, so he thought it was an explosion or something. What he thought?
Hold on now.
Vietnam or something.
Let's talk about this now, brothers. Come on now. We know that those tires on those trailers, are 100 psi's, right?
Yes.
We know they're filled with steel, right?
Yes.
So we know. Have we all heard a tire explode?
Yeah, a few times.
Sounds like a freaking cannon goes off, right?
Yeah.
So imagine you as a new driver and you just heard a damn cannon go off in the back of your truck back there. Yeah. If you don't know that, if you wasn't expecting a cannon, then that's the first thing you ever heard. Yeah, it will scare the hell out of you.
Yeah, I remember my first blowout. It scared the shit out of me. And I probably was going 60 miles an hour. And I'm like, you're looking around, and you might, if you look in your mirrors quick enough, you might see some rubber flying in the air. And,
it
kind of get to compose yourself. But after your first blowout, you're pretty much good after that. You know what it is after that.
Yeah. After the first one, So
I had to damage all kind of fenders and tear up all kind of parts on my trailer.
They tear up all kinds of stuff.
Talk about the truck though. That's what I thought was pretty interesting.
Mike, your story is so vast and long, man. Let's get into the real meat and potatoes of why I brought you here, and I got the people here, man. There came to a point to where all the training and the money stacking and the ups and downs. Somehow you found out about the food truck business, and you decided to go that route. A lot of truckers. I want you to, because right now a lot of people are looking into other trades to get into, because trucking ain't what it used to be. And
I'm gonna tell y'all the new hustle. I ain't gonna lie to you, but go ahead.
So tell us your story. No, go ahead. Let's jump into it, man.
So, I had been driving since 90. No. I had been driving since. Jesus Christ, I'm over 50 years old. I have to these. Wow, At this point, I don't even remember. Matter of fact, I need to look and see when when I first got when my first jump was first issued. It's been a long
2003.
2003 it was.
You gotta tell us.
Yeah, it's been.
You looking at a current license? That ain't gonna tell you, is it?
Yeah. I know, right? I just thought about that. This is only going to show me when this was issued. I just thought about that. But I've been driving for a minute, and I've been out of trucking for a minute. I've been doing my thing, but I actually got out of trucking officially, as a retired, if you will, truck driver out of PGT in March of 2021.
Okay.
So now remember, all 2020 was COVID, right? It was chaos. I didn't know it was so bad. People are dying. Y'all remember? They were having to use our trailers, our refrigerated trailers that some of the guys was driving that time. I was still flatbedding, but man, they had to store, bodies in the reefer units. It was crazy. So instead of it having the effect, anybody that was driving back in, 2020, if depending on who you was with, I don't know what y'all were doing, but I was driving flatbeds and I made more money that freaking year than I made in any year of trucking that I can remember, because they were giving us bonuses just for not leaving the truck abandoned on the side of the road.
Yeah.
So there was like weeks and weeks they're giving anywhere from $500 to $700 for just extra bonus for just staying in the truck. So I made my bread. And because you remember, I probably can find that post. Remember the beginning of 2020, right? And this was before COVID hit. I had said, all right, guys, this is 2020. I'm going to do a 2020 challenge for my family, for my wife, for my, for all my peoples in the circle, right?
Yep.
Let's see if we can save $20,000 a piece.
I remember that.
This year, and we can look at investing. Well, let me tell you how this happened. Nobody paid attention to me. But I went ahead and I made sure I saved my 20. And I tell you exactly what I saved in 2020, because I had a goal that year, because I knew I wanted to get out of law enforcement. I knew I wanted to get out of trucking. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I know I was ready to get the hell out of the 18-wheeler, because that's not a good job for long-term health. You're going to ruin your health. Hell, I didn't have high blood pressure before I started driving trucks. Now I got high blood pressure. I take medicine every day. I made some bread, but hell, I got high blood pressure now. So
we just talked about that before we started.
Yeah, it's real. It's real. So I knew I needed to get out of trucking. So I was like, what am I going to do? Well, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to focus on getting this 20 G's first. I didn't know. So when I made this pledge to me and my wife and my friends that this is what we're going to do, and I was trying to get people to join in, we didn't know about COVID because it hadn't happened yet.
Right.
So I didn't have any idea that I was going to make so much bread that year. So instead of making the 20,000 that year, I actually saved 40,000. And my wife saved her 20,000. So yeah, we stacked like crazy, that year. So come and I tell you what happened. We're like in August. We're like in the middle of the pandemic, and nobody was going to restaurants. And my daughter at the time, had a boyfriend, and her boyfriend's dad owned a food truck. Okay. So because that was her boyfriend, he worked on a food truck. She worked with them. So, and she had been working with him for a while, probably months. And I remember one weekend I was home, and we were talking, and she was like, "Daddy, I'm so tired. I'm so tired." I'm like, "Why are you so tired?" She's like, "I ain't eating nothing all day long." I was like, "Come on, man. What you mean you eating nothing? How do you be on a food truck all day long and you don't get a chance to eat?" She was like, "Cause they worked us." And I was like, "Stop playing." So now by her running the front window in the food truck, she has access, and they actually let her do, count the money at the end of the night.
Yeah.
So she said, "But we made some money though." And I was like, I'm expecting her to say a few $100s. I've never inquired about the kind of money that food trucks make. I'm driving big trucks. I think I'm getting bread. I'm making $1,500 a week. I'm making $2,500 a week. Shit, I'm like, I'm good.
Right.
I'm really making over $100,000 a year driving for PGT. Before the pandemic, because I was training, I kept my truck moving. You know what I'm saying? So I was getting bread on that end. But when the pandemic happened, and I didn't say I made 40,000. I said I saved 40,000. I made some bread. So, back to my daughter, she said, yeah, we made some money. And I was like, what kind of money you made? Y'all ain't made no money. She said, yeah, we were working. I didn't get a chance to eat. She said, we made $3,000. I instantly stopped and I said, what? You made what? Y'all made what? We made $3,000. I put down, I stopped everything I was doing. I said, y'all made 3,000 what? We made $3,000. I
Yeah.
said, didn't you say y'all were up there 4 or 5 hours? She said, yeah. I said, I said, I said, get your boyfriend's daddy on the phone.
Right.
I got him on the phone. Real talk. This is real talk. Big up Sheriff Robert Fountain, the first black sheriff of Granville County in North Carolina. My dude, Sheriff Robert Fountain, my brother-in-law.
Nice.
I still hope that my daughter marries your son. They've been dating forever, so he's sort of kind of like my brother-in-law, but hey, Sheriff, how your son act right? My daughter marry your boy, man.
Oh, okay. Let's not don't call him out now.
No. I love him.
Tell us what type of food truck he was running.
Great son, and he's a sheriff deputy right now. That's my dude. He's still rock with us.
That's
so beautiful. So he was running the wings and things food truck, right?
Okay.
And basically he's making crazy money. So I called him up. Robert started. I could see him through the phone. He's grinning. He's giggling like, yeah, because he's happy. He's ecstatic. Yeah, we just made $3,000 in 5 hours. He's giggling. He was like, bro, this is the new hustle. You need to get you one. And I said, bro, you serious? You made fucking $3,000 in 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever. He's like, yeah, we did. And we do this all the time. We have these big events. Say no more. What kind of food truck should I buy? Should I buy the trailer or the food truck? He was like, it don't really matter. So I immediately got on, matter of fact, was AAAtrailers.com down in Georgia.
Dawsonville?
I don't remember right now.
Okay.
Town in Georgia, but it is AAA Trailers. I remember Chris was my salesman. I think it's Valdosta, Georgia. I don't know. Don't give me the line.
Oh, Valdosta.
Yeah, it's down there in Georgia somewhere because I had to drive and get the daggone food truck. That's only I wasn't gonna have it delivered all the way up here. I wasn't gonna get it 500 miles or 400 miles away from the house to figure out that there was something wrong. So I went down there to pick it up. So I invested in it. I bought the food truck all in with the food truck. It was brand new, custom made, the way I wanted it. I think I had about $25,000 in it. I turned around and put another $10,000 in it to get it equipped. Got my permits, all of that. When everything was all said, all in, maybe $40,000.
Ambrose, Georgia.
Ambrose, Georgia. Yes, that's it.
There's some bad
Beautiful place. If I buy some more, I'm going right to Chris. Good prices. So anyway, I put the food truck to work. I went from the $40,000 investment that I made in it to making over $100,000 in less than 12 months. And I never worked over 20 hours a week.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And the thing is, the reason why I said I've never worked over 20 hours a week is because I would literally wait for my wife to get off work. In the evening time, she get off at 5 o'clock. We go up to the local spot shop, the Pocomoke, Franklinton, North Carolina. We be on the block, from 4 days a week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours after work, to 9 o'clock. And we just got to popping like that. And I did that. We did it every week, and we did it for years.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, I still haven't worked. I hadn't worked a full-time week until I actually got down here to Wallace. And that's it. And it's been over 100 stacks every year. And I haven't lived in a food truck. I haven't lived in an 18-wheeler and hadn't missed a beat, to be honest.
Yeah, but I gotta ask you a question because I see a lot of food trucks popping up in Georgia, and to me, the food game is a hard business to pull off. Because why? Because your food got to be A1. You got to have good food. Everybody want it cheap. What's the secret? Because anybody can go out and buy a food truck or trailer. What do you think is the number one thing you got to do to pull this off?
You got to have passion. You know, now, so what I did that was different than what a lot of other people did was because I actually wanted to because one of my favorite foods is actually Jamaican food. I love Jamaican food, but I don't know how to cook Jamaican food. So I didn't have no confidence to go and figure out I didn't have no confidence there.
Okay.
But that was something I didn't want to screw up. So I said, I'm gonna let the Jamaicans, that know what they're doing, handle that one. I'm gonna keep enjoying their junk.
Okay.
I said, I got to do something that I love doing. I know I'm good at frying chicken. I know I'm good at cooking hibachi because the local hibachi restaurant, Karama's in Durham, is my and my wife's favorite restaurant that we love to eat at when I get off on the weekends from a long weeks of trucking. So we go to this restaurant and I watched the hibachi chefs do their thing, and I loved it. I still love, the hibachi. And so my thought was there, not even looking at these guys, realizing that, damn, I actually want to learn what they're doing. And they're enjoying it. And so when I started thinking of what kind of food truck was I going to open, I said, well, it makes sense to open something that you don't see it as run of the mill. You don't see, you hardly ever see. I mean, when do you see a hibachi truck? Matter of fact, I wasn't even sure they were going to embrace me as being able to cook hibachi, being a black man.
Right.
So I thought, there was a possibility that they may kind of laugh at me and stuff, but I was like, no, hey, kind of like T.I. said, T.I. started off calling himself the king of the South before he was the king of the South, but he believed in himself. So I started calling myself Chef Supreme, Mike Supreme, whatever. That's what I did. And that's who I became. And I got really good at cooking hibachis. And over the years, I cooked thousands of verified plates of hibachi. In that food truck. That food truck, man, look, really, that little $40,000 investment I made on that food truck. Matter of fact, the $24,000 investment that I made buying the food truck, plus the equipment that I put in there, the $10,000, whatever, the complete $40,000 investment over the last 4 years has flipped into about $500,000. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And when you have a good tax, you got to have a good tax person.
CPA.
CPA, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I think I've owed one time in the last 4 years, and I think it was like $1,200. I write everything off.
Come on, you got to, man. So many expenses, brother.
Bro, to get my hair braided, you know what I'm saying? Get my joint locked up. I'm writing it off.
All right, we ain't got to get into all that now, Mike.
Hey, no. But see, the entrepreneurs need to know that everything they do concerning their business is tax deductible. So yeah, go buy that nice whip and write it off under your business, But we got game to teach the boys, about how to, hustle up what they do.
So just to backtrack just a little bit, the trailer without the restaurant equipment, like the fryers and the grill, did you have to buy the grills and stuff separately?
Everything was separate, a la carte. Yeah. Wow. I picked out, which grills I wanted, because remember I was telling you about the bar and grill I had, right? So yeah. I used their equipment in there, to get my kitchen started, and I realized that I needed bigger everything. So I learned from there that what I needed to buy for the food truck. So I made sure I chose the right thickness of the plate for the hibachi grills, and I made sure I chose the right size fryers. Everything had to fit in there just perfectly and be strapped down. As a matter of fact, just an example, it came with a 6-foot hood, but I had 8 foot of equipment, and I needed to extend it out just 2 feet. 2 feet. They charged me $350 to give me to take me from a 6-foot hood to an 8-foot hood.
That's the ventilation thing, right?
Yeah, that's the big hood on top. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a hood inside the truck that kind of funnels the heat and the air, the heat and smoke, whatever, up, and then you see that dome on top. That's what's doing the sucking, blowing it out.
Got you. And this ain't no little bitty trailer, man. This thing is longer. How long is that trailer, Paul?
You know what? Do you want me to get up and walk out there and show you? It's a real food truck. I'll walk out the back door and show you.
Go ahead.
That's gonna be the best part of this interview. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna turn it around, and should I turn it around and let you see the new and improved food truck from what I built upon? I started off with the food truck trailer, but this food truck that I built here inside the restaurant, I'm actually going to have one of these real food trucks built. So I'm going to buy me a UPS truck. I'm going to buy some big ass Forgianos to go on that jump, because I'm not going to be able to make those wheels. but it's gonna be lit. But this is the food truck, and it's not finished because I'm working on the mural.
Okay.
So you know, when you look at it, realize the white that you see up there, as far as the mural, that's unpainted mural. You know
Gotcha.
what I'm saying? I only got the bulldog. His base coat is brown. He's a bulldog, so it's starting to get painted and filled in. So it's not finished, but it's still the coolest thing you'll ever see. Hold on a second. So I might as well just start from the back door. I mean, I need to show these boys what it is to really hustle this joint up. You know, to come from trucking to owning a restaurant, and not just a restaurant, but this is going to be world-class Supreme Hibachi and Wings. Let me turn it around. Oh, I might as well show you the parking lot. So this is how your boy really lived and came from trucking. Let me turn it around. Hold on a second. I have my pad right here, so
Nice.
that's a slingshot right there. Can y'all see that?
That's a Supreme slingshot. Okay.
Hey, that's a delivery vehicle. Real talk. This is not play. See right there?
Uh-huh.
Supreme Hibachi Wings.
Nice.
Now let's go to this side right here. What that say? Extra fast delivery.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Supreme Hibachi and Wings.com. Extra fast delivery.
Damn right it is.
He wasn't playing about utilizing their business. Yeah.
That's 100% tax write-off.
Let's go.
I write everything off from the oil change. Look at this big old tire on the back. I'm going to write this junk off in just a couple weeks because I need to replace it.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm going to write that $400 off.
Let's do it.
The gas, everything. So let me go ahead and take y'all on inside the restaurant, and I'll take you back to my real food truck.
Okay.
So I'm walking back in. It's weird carrying this big old tablet, but this is the inside of it. We're still not open. I'm gonna pan around. That's literally, boom, the food truck right there.
Nice. Now, did you say that's a actual food truck?
This right here is a food truck I built inside my restaurant. This right here is my kiosk that I use. You know, on the food truck. I just took it out and just set it in here. The place is not open, so it's still in the building phase. This is the mural on the wall that says world famous Supreme Hibachi and Wings. Welcome to world famous Supreme Hibachi and Wings. I am my brother's keeper, established 2021. That's when I officially started the food truck.
Okay.
That's the wing table. That's the hibachi table. And that's the Supreme table right there. You see that big ass? You can't tell.
Pan out a little bit.
I saw it. W-H and the S. He had all. I seen it.
You see it?
That's dope.
And you built that yourself?
Yeah, everything in here is custom made. I built everything. You know, this was an empty room. You still see the floors down there. This is
a real definition of blood, sweat, and tears, man. I know you done nipped your finger up in there.
I'm going to show y'all boys something crazy. I live in here. So you see the food truck. This is the food truck.
Okay.
You see it? Now check out these 4 Giannas I made right there. I do custom stone work. I made these joints right here. Wow. Y'all gonna have to follow me on Supreme Hibachi and Wings. That right there's a custom in-wall saltwater aquarium. I got to bring my boy, put them in there.
Oh, that's crazy.
So you see, this is all marble.
Yeah.
All marble. Matter of fact, you see the crown up top. All marble. And I got the crown over here at the top of the table. This is where we're going to be hosting our power hour because, you know, I'm going to start a podcast as well. So anyway, let me take you from the food truck. And I'm going to show y'all boys, y'all 18-wheeler trucker boys. I'm going to show y'all my, oh, that's me right there sitting on the top of the see me right there seeing the boat going by?
Yeah.
We see you.
So that's my wife up there. That's her up there.
Hey, Mike, your audio is a little low. You might have put your finger on the microphone or something.
Okay, let's see if that's in the better.
Much better.
Okay, I was saying that's me sitting on the dock of the bay.
Right.
And that's my wife up there parasailing right there.
Now move your finger back a little bit.
Okay. Let me see. Okay.
There you go. That's good. That's perfect.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. I'm from the back. I'm holding it from the back so I can't see what y'all.
And this is all your artwork, huh, Mike?
Yeah, this is all my artwork. I did let a customer of mine who turned out to be a very good customer. I let her and her son do my palm trees. I figured I wouldn't be so selfish. I would share with the community.
Okay.
So Miss Carolyn Wright and her son Jason, I let them do the palm trees in here, and they did a wonderful job.
Beautiful.
So I'm still in the process of finishing the place up. So you see, the wheels aren't even installed yet. I'm gonna stuff them 30s up under this food truck. This is a 10-foot tall food truck. It's no joke. Oh yeah, the ceilings are painted sky blue.
Love it.
So
Love it.
let me take you inside the food truck so I can show you my sleeper berth. Now, I've custom built this right here. This is the inside of the food truck. So now,
wow,
this right here is my sleeper berth. Look at it. I built 2 beds, and here I got a bunk up in this thing. You see that? That's a bed down at the bottom, and that's a bunk up top.
Boy, a trucker for real, man.
I'm a trucker for real. Hey, this right here is the other side of the aquarium right here.
Okay.
Now y'all getting the inside exclusive view. That's that speaker that you saw in the front. That's
Yep.
You see my cowboy boots over there. You see them gators over there in the back.
Okay.
So, this is inside of the restaurant as we speak.
So that's where all the equipment's gonna be back there.
This is the
Fryers
kitchen
and stuff. Okay.
This is we're getting ready to replace all this. Hey, Bree, by the way, that towel right there, the one that's standing up, is literally just on top of that piece of stone. I wanted to make sure it was going to be secure, so take that one down. I want y'all to see Bree in work. She's my apprentice.
Go ahead, Bree.
She's also going to be the head of the foreman of the construction crew. I've trained her how to do tile work. She do it all. Hey, this is my girl right here. So she's also a head of social media training, and marketing and everything. Hey, Bree,
Nice.
before you cut that, open the back door for me so we can go out so I can show them the food truck, the real food truck.
Yeah.
So the place is literally under construction
That
right
place
now.
is huge, man.
Oh yeah, it's
Keep
very
going.
huge. Yeah, it's very huge. Oh, this is the small side. I'm going to show you something big in a minute. This is small stuff. And I'm sorry that this is what it is. Y'all wanted to interview Supreme. This is what it is, baby.
Man, we appreciate it.
Thank you, Bree.
We're hoping that everybody's watching this that is inspired, and no matter what y'all decide to do, just know that there's other options out here outside of trucking, man.
Oh man, other options. Y'all, please do yourself a favor. Stack your paper up. Find you something that you're passionate about and get the hell out that truck before you get high blue.
Uh-oh.
He's getting away from the Wi-Fi.
Truck drivers die in their trucks. And can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was scared to be one of these guys that died in their trucks, and my wife be calling me and she can't get me, and I've had drivers to die in the truck next to me while I'm waiting in line. So I didn't want to be one of those guys.
That's real.
So you see the food truck? I go back in.
Yes,
that's hard, man. That's hard.
We get the gist of it.
Y'all get a pretty good view. Again, I can't see what.
We get the gist of it. It's a little dark, but your phone is starting to break up a little bit, or the tablet's breaking up a little bit. I think our reception was a little better on the inside.
Yeah.
Are you on Wi-Fi? Are you on the Wi-Fi?
Oh man, let me see.
Do you have internet access in there?
Yeah, we do. Hey, Bree, can you close that back door back, please?
That's dope, man. That's real nice.
Yeah, we loud and clear again.
Come back together?
Yeah, we back loud and clear now.
Okay, I'm sorry. Did you actually get any of the truck video?
We did. Yeah. We got some. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so, sorry making this video so long for y'all, but
man, we
love it, man.
Y'all are good.
No, that is awesome.
So this is what we're working on. Thank you, bro.
Let's go, Mike.
So hey, I'm gonna go ahead and rock your daddy's head. I got some paint on from all this blue ceiling paint I've been doing, but I love it.
All good.
So I'm rocking this junk, bro.
So let me ask you this, Mike. We kind of skipped the part of how you got to Wallace, because you started out there in what was it, Franklin, the Wake Forest area?
Yeah.
And what brought you to Wallace, and what, I guess, just tell us what brought you over to Wallace.
God.
Okay.
Real talk. I was one of those guys that I've been searching for my purpose my whole life, and turn of events, I ended up here. I wanted a restaurant. The Raleigh-Durham area was too expensive. One of my cousins told me to check out opening up down here. My sister said we need hibachi in Wallace. I came to Wallace, not knowing that this was a blessed experience from the beginning. And it wasn't until I got here that I literally saw this cross in the middle of the room in my vision. Matter of fact, let me back up so you can see it better. Hold up. So I'm gonna go to the front. This right here, you're gonna walk down the aisle right here, really. And this is how you order at the food truck. This is the exact way my food truck is set up. So anyway, as I was standing in the middle of this room, I saw the vision of that cross right there. And it became clear to me that through this cross right here, that this place is gonna bring millions of people, across the world to God, and because this place is going viral. It's already popping up on Tik ToK and just everything else. And I know it's going to touch some people. And I know that me being in the presence of these 3 crosses every day, it inspires me to be better.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm looking at crosses right in the eyes every day. So it inspires me to be a better person. So I feel like with the vibrancy of the place and all the extra that's been put into it, and on top of that, I'm going to franchise this out.
Ooh.
So that is something that y'all truckers, hey, do what you want to do, baby. Hey, blow your money at the strip. I don't did it all, so you can't tell me. Blow your money at the strip club, go on to the casinos, go ahead and keep on messing around in lot lizards. Go ahead. But if you smart, blow your money. If you smart, save your money, stop blowing it, and find you something and invest in yourself and get your ass out that food truck. Now you can do what you want. Now we need truckers, but it don't have to be you.
Or you don't have to do it for the rest of your damn life.
You ain't got to do it for the rest of your life.
Level up and get out of there. Yeah.
Hey, some things are meant to just be a springboard for something greater in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had a dispatcher to tell me long ago when I was early in the trucking game. It was like, Mike, this is not something you want to do for the rest of your life. Yeah, it's gonna mess your health up. You're sitting driving for 11 hours a day. That's not even fucking natural. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to curse.
It's fine.
That's not natural. And if you do that day in and day out, year after year, and you're not getting that exercise. As a matter of fact, the only reason I'm probably in the good shape that I am is because I didn't spend my whole 10 hours in that sleeper berth. I spent at least an hour or 2 outside of that truck, walking around the truck stops.
Yeah.
Running around the truck stops, jogging, exercising, trying to keep healthy.
Right.
So I feel like it paid off. I've been out the truck for going on 5 years, and even my damn near 18 years in trucking, I was still in pretty decent shape. So I'm glad I chose flatbed off gate because I was used to hard work.
Man, I think that's a perfect way to close out this video. Mike, I'm going to leave all your links and just ways to contact you in the description of this video. Do you want to, what would you like to, I guess, what's the best way to contact you or, follow you? Is it on Facebook or what? How can people look you up?
Yes. You can follow me. As a matter of fact, we'll do the editing later and we'll put the website and everything down at the bottom. But just for
we'll link you in, Mike.
SupremeHibachiWings.com. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Supreme Hibachi Wings. It's not the and on Twitter, whatever. It's just Supreme Hibachi Wings. It's weird, but that's us.
Okay. And Cuz is very active on social media. So y'all follow this guy and support him, man. We're gonna follow your journey. We want to be there for the grand opening. If we can't get there, we know that there's somebody in the area watching that live in your area. If y'all can get there, I'm gonna try my best to get there for the grand opening, man. We got to support the brother, man. I will say this: my cousin hosted our family reunion a couple years ago, and he catered everything through the food truck, and I could vouch that the food was delicious, man. The food was fire. The food was fire.
Thank
man.
you, cousin. Thank you. We had a good time that year, man. We had a good time,
man.
And just for you letting me on the show today. Any truck driver that comes through that saw this right here, come and tell me that you saw this video, and I'm gonna give you 10% on your meal just off that.
Nice.
I mean, maybe that's not a whole lot, but that's 10%.
No, it's good.
We appreciate it,
man. Absolutely.
So,
Salim, you got anything else for Supreme before we get up out of here?
Hey man, I'm inspired, man. I'm listen. I'm thinking about how the hell I can pull it off. You know what I'm saying?
How long y'all brothers been driving, man? How long y'all been driving?
I've been driving since 2004.
Okay, so you
Well, I mean, and I don't drive anymore, but
Uh-huh.
I've been in trucking since 2004 in every aspect of it. And trust me, everything we talked about and everything talked about here, from health to wellness to all the ins and outs of it, and I've experienced it. And I'm just sitting here shaking my head like, man, it's so real. And we talked about pulling off, like, what's the next step? What's the next move? And you're the epitome of that right now.
Yeah.
And doing it in a special way. So listen, great job. I'm happy. I take my hat off to you. I like what you're doing. You're doing it in your own way, style wise. And it's awesome, man. But you know, I just got to say, man, they're going to have to get a little bit more detailed and maybe some more. And when you jump your podcast off, look, how to save money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not easy just to save $20,000, $40,000. I don't care how much money you make.
Hey, let me put it in there for you because it's so easy. It's really easy. But some things, you know, and I hope we're not running out of time here. I know we are, but I just want to throw this jewel out there for everybody. It's so simple. You figure out how much money you want to save in the bank. Statistically speaking, most Americans don't have $10,000 to their name.
Right.
And if an emergency happened, statistically speaking, we can't afford a $1,000 emergency.
Right.
So no matter how much or how far I've ever fallen, I try never to fall up under $10,000. So $10,000, I've done it plenty of times. Yeah, I know it don't sound like a whole lot of money, but that's a lot of freaking money to somebody that got no money. You know what I'm saying? Try to make $10,000 pop out of nowhere when you don't have a dollar. You'll figure out how much it is real quick.
Right.
So anyway, but $10,000 over the course of a year, we all get paid, you know, as truck drivers by the week. So when you simply take that number of how many, we got 52 weeks in the year, how much money do I need? Basically simple arithmetic. $10,000 divided by 52 weeks. If I'm not mistaken, I did this thing over 15, 20 years ago. I think it worked. I'd be like one of y'all do the calculation. I think it worked out $194 a week, $195 a week. And that should give you $10,400, I believe it is.
Yeah, $192 a week.
$192 a week. Man, I know y'all making them at least $800 to $1,000, $1,200 a week. Put you $200 a week to the side and stop playing.
That's great. That's great advice.
1 year, you've already saved over 11, 12,000. Stop playing. It's so easy. Just discipline yourself.
Yeah.
Great way to get rich. Real talk.
Mike Supreme Aultman in the house, man. We really appreciate you. We're gonna have you back on, man. We're gonna have you Slack Adjuster alumni, you know, because
my man,
you got too much. You got it's your story is too broad.
This is just the beginning
for one podcast.
This is the beginning. Beginning. We're getting ready to acquire next door. It's looking like God is going to bless me and my business with the restaurant next door. Well, what used to be the old Mexican restaurant next door.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at bringing the Apollo, New York style, down to Wallace, North Carolina. We're going to turn that into, yes, it's going to be the baddest damn place east of the Mississippi. You already see the skies up here. The whole place, look. Oh, yeah. The place is already open. I'm going to show you where it's at. Keep on recording. Hey, you know how to break it up, but I'm going to go ahead and show you where it's at. Hold on.
Yeah. And don't forget to shout out your mans too. Put them, your mans.
Oh, yeah. Oh. You know what? Pops. Yeah. This is my brother right here. General manager. For real talk. Look.
Okay.
He's running the whole thing here.
Yes, sir.
So big boss.
Y'all take care.
All right, bro. Take it easy. Yes, sir.
Big boss. He's laid back. Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, today is Big Cuz's birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, cousin.
70 years old. He dressed like me. We in work.
God been good to me, man. The big 7-0.
Happy birthday, brother.
Yes,
blessings.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're not no kids up in here. We really men getting this joint in. Matter of fact, you see me? Man, let me back this thing up. Hold on. Let y'all
fly.
Check them out.
Hey, okay. Yes, sir. It's crazy. I'm on this interview and I'm back there putting on cologne and jump. And I'm like, these kids ain't got smell of vision.
I do the same thing, my man. I do the same thing. It's just muscle memory.
Yeah. But it's crazy. Now, y'all want to invest in something. I never tell y'all boys that you can't go wrong if you love boots. These are $500 Gators. You can't see them that good. I'm gonna put them down so y'all can see. I'm proud of them. I bought these boots over 20 years ago, and they still look good.
Yes, sir.
And they look wonderful on this marble. I know y'all see them up against that marble. I know you see it. You hear them clicking?
Yeah, boy, fly. Yeah, I got you.
Hey, you know.
But what's the fragrance of the day? What's the fragrance of the day?
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro. I went down to the local flea market.
Okay.
And I bought some junk, and I thought it was just gonna be some old cheap old $10 cologne, bro. It's really become my favorite cologne, and it smells wonderful. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you the bottle. I need to get some more.
Okay.
You thought I was gonna say some $500 Gucci, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a real dude. Yeah.
I'm with you.
I don't care how much money I got.
And they sometimes they got the best fragrance, them oils and stuff like that. Absolutely, I know.
Yeah. What happened? I was taking one of my girls over there to get, something simple, like a phone case or something at the local flea market.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to find that cologne, man. That junk smell good. I got it from the Indian folk over there. And hold on a second. I'm sure it to you because y'all need to get some of this.
That's right.
We done got Mike comfortable, boy.
Yeah, I know.
Moose off odd or some OUD.
Oud, man. Yeah, that's an Oud. OUD.
You know what this is?
No, I know the Oud fragrance. So I know what you're rocking with right now.
Bro, this don't smell good, man.
Yeah, so you got that Oud. Yes.
Yeah, I be on picking up a little 18-year-old girl and messing this stuff. I don't like them that young. Though.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah, they end up on pet patrol. No, I'm real dude, man.
That's what that Oud, boy. Yeah.
So let me go ahead and show you all the place right here. It's right next door. Really, I just walked out my door.
Okay.
Boom. This right here is going to be the extension of. Matter of fact, before I take you in that door, this is El Giroco Supermarket.
Damn,
Let me show it to you.
That place huge.
It's very huge. You hear the club beating over there in the background?
So it's a club over there.
It's a club on the other side, right there.
If you keep
That's
walking.
the Mexican club, yes.
Okay.
But this is the grocery store right here.
Right.
So this would be my front door for the grocery store, and I have two doors down there. There's the double doors, and this is another door down here. So this is so big in here that this used to be like a cater or a shoe show or something. So God has blessed me. This used to be, you probably can't even see this. I don't have no light on in here yet, but this used to be where they used to store the groceries at, right? Okay. Now, like the fresh vegetables. Man, we're going to have to do this interview in the daytime when there's some light. But yeah, can you see in here at all?
Can't see nothing.
I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here then. But it's a whole freaking grocery store,
What do you want to do with that place?
Oh, this right here is going to be a comedy club.
Okay.
I'm going to act. I mean, I wish you could. Matter of fact, now I'm getting back in the light. So, I mean, it's a real grocery store. It used to be a Mexican grocery store. There it is. El Giroco Supermarket.
Now, that Mexican restaurant down there is jumping right now on a Wednesday night. What?
No. That's not a Mexican restaurant that's jumping down there. That's a Mexican club that's jumping down there.
On a Wednesday, man.
Yeah. So I'm going to coincide my hours and run my club, run my lounge, based off of their club hours. Okay. So, basically at probably about 8 o'clock, Supreme Hibachi Wings is going to close. By 8:30, the Supreme Lounge is going to open. I'm going to charge them $10 to get in here, and you can't get in unless you buy a meal. Okay. So, with that said, they get to come in, they get to enjoy all this beautiful music that's going to be playing. I got a crazy system that y'all said. That's 415s, and they work. Okay. Those are monsters.
Yeah, got two on each side. We see you.
Yeah, they're real speakers. So it's a superb sound system in here. So basically, we're going to be the only place selling wings and hibachi at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's the club hours.
I love it.
So I love it. But yeah, that coupled along with Apollo style entertainment, that you can't look. So what I'm looking at being able to do is to actually be able to, again, build a stage for real people to go out on and perform. We have our little Sandman We have our Kiki Shepherd to come out and cry. Oh, I'm gonna get a fine girl. I'm looking for that Don Diva. I'm looking for her. She gonna be so damn bad that I'm gonna be licking my damn lips off. Look at Slim already licking his lips. Oh yeah, and we gonna bring a dime piece up there. She gonna crown everybody. They gonna come just to see her. So, and then we're gonna have some crazy ass Sandman doing his thing. Y'all remember the Apollo, right?
Yep.
Right.
Imagine that entertainment in a small town where the citizens, the people that live in the community, they're literally paying $20 to $25 a pop to come in to have a seat at the stage while their local talent actually performs.
Yeah.
So they're going to be the ones that's sitting there. You know, if they're doing good, they're going to clap them on. If they're doing bad, they're going to be boo.
Right.
Sandman getting their ass off stage. It's going to be a hit.
I love it, man. I love that idea, brother. Man, we're gonna follow up. We're gonna follow your story, and we're gonna keep in contact, Mike.
No, it's tight, man. Everybody don't have that kind of energy, man. It's the energy that you bring.
It's the vision as well.
The vision, yeah. You can't pull this kind of stuff off without having it. I mean, you talk at 11 o'clock at night, y'all in there hustling. So I mean, it's if you want to get something done, you gotta have that.
Here, they're waiting on me to work for real.
Right.
No, and I'm not rushing you off. I'm saying they're really down with me.
No, that's good. I like that. I really like that, man. That's what it takes, a team like that.
Yeah.
The same kind of vision and energy.
Hey, look, but check this out. Check this out. How I'm gonna lock this thing down for them. I'm gonna secure them. They're looking good. They're gonna be making over 6 figures themselves a piece.
Nice.
So this is how we're gonna do it. First off, Cuz is the general manager. She is the social media director, right? So she's responsible for making sure all things Supreme Hibachi and Wings media-wise happen.
Yeah.
She's gonna make sure the shows happen when we do the boots on the ground event. She's taking care of that.
Yeah.
You know, the video editing and everything we're gonna start doing in the future. She's gonna handle that. So she's gonna have a big role to making sure that we stay out in front of the camera. And so as she's working on that end, I'm gonna be working on franchising this and growing this out, you know, in the future. So some of these same guys that we're talking to, I'm really hoping in the future that, you know, we can do some money, we can do some business. Go ahead and stack your money up for real. Stack it up. I'm gonna franchise it out. I already have investors lined up.
We love it.
So
we love it, man.
I have said to myself and declared that I want to be the Black Colonel Sanders of Hibachi and Wings.
Let's go, man. Let's go. Ain't nobody doing it.
Ain't nobody doing it.
That's right. Let's go. Yes, sir.
So I mean, damn, get behind your boy. Y'all can really have a Supreme Hibachi and Wings franchise of your own that we're gonna fucking come and personally boots on the ground and build a jump.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, as part of that, my crew here, we're gonna have first dibs at priority on building the place because really nobody else can build this. I'm the only one that has this blueprint right here.
Right.
So my team got to be the ones to build it. We're gonna come down there with the RV. That's where we stand, and you know, I'm gonna come and do what I need to do. But the crew down there, they're gonna build it out, and that's where they're gonna stay in the RV until the shit is done.
Nice.
All right, Mike, we love it, man. We're going to keep in contact with you. We're going to follow you on social media. Slackadjusters family. Like, subscribe, follow Mike on all his platforms, and we're going to catch y'all on the next one. Appreciate you, cuz.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Celine.
Yes, sir. Nice to meet you, too. Peace.
Peace. I'm going to be following y'all as well, man. I love this.
Yes, sir.